Mic is on. Joe cracked the dawn.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update, sponsored by St. Francis Hospital, Bearcat Athletics, and the Student Activities Council. Well, once again, Nate Moore got another Bearcat celebrity, Brett Harville, off the pitching mound of the Bearcat baseball team to talk about the 2007 team and what we can expect. Here's Nate.
All right, welcome back to another edition of One-on-One with the Bearcat, and this week we have junior pitcher Brett Harville. So, Brett, let's go ahead and throw this thing around and talk a little about yourself that some people might not already know.
All right, junior pitcher. I actually got redshirted my first year, so my freshman year. So I actually have 3 years of eligibility, so sophomore, junior, whatever. From Lee Summit, but I went to Blue Springs South High School. Out of high school, I went to University of Missouri. There I got redshirted and then just played a little bit my freshman year, and then transferred up here.
All right, let's talk about the season again. I guess you guys just started, played Arkansas Tech. How'd that trip go?
It was a pretty good trip. You know, we got out of the cold that was here, and we went down there. It wasn't too much better, but actually playing outside was definitely a plus because we haven't had a chance to get outside yet. And, I mean, it was just a good experience for everyone to get outside and finally play on a baseball diamond. We actually saw dirt for the first time in a month, so I mean, we got a lot of new guys, so we actually got to play with each other as a team. So it was good for everyone.
You mentioned you have some new guys on the team. Who left last year that played a big role on how you guys ended the season and stuff, and who do you bring in this year and can replace some of those guys?
Some of the names, I know Coons was a big guy. He's a big hitter. And I don't know too many of the other guys personally. I've met him a few times. But I know we have a lot of transfers, a lot of new guys this year. Me and my two roommates, Stevie Bush, Joel Epley from Merrimack. We got Bradshaw out there in center. A guy named Chris Benham, Danny Malone, pitcher. I don't want to leave guys out, but I mean,
right, it's just too many. I know baseball.
Yeah, we got over 20 new transfers, so I mean, we got a lot of new guys. So,
who do you think like the leaders of the team are? Your seniors, or?
I'd say, I mean, Riley behind the plate. He's a catcher, so he runs the infield, runs things. John White, shortstop. I mean, he helps guys, all the infielders, because we have so many new guys. And I say out of the pitchers, I'd say Justin Hildebrand, Hildy. Mm-hmm. He helps with the pitchers. Whenever I have a question on practice or games, I mean, that's the guy I go to ask questions. So.
And how does it differ between a pitcher and a catcher? Usually their relationship's a little bit stronger. Why is that necessarily?
Because that's who catches us. I mean, that's who we work with mostly. You have to have that relationship for the catcher. He's got to know what pitches you do throw and what you do throw best. And so, certain situation, he has to know you and you have to know him. It's kind of give and take relationship. So.
How did the season? I know last year you guys ended pretty hot. What do you think you guys lacked probably the most from being like a superior team?
Last year I think the pitching staff was just not really consistent. I mean, a starter would all of a sudden go 7-8 innings, do real good. Then the next time he went out, he wouldn't last very long, and that's kind of the concerns that they had this year. So that we brought a lot of new guys in.
What do you think probably the strongest point of a baseball team is? To be strong as a team, what's probably the most important key aspect?
I think like kind of the core. I mean, everyone's got to be friends. Everyone has to trust each other. You just have to be You have to be friends on and off the field to know everyone has your back. So I mean, if you make a mistake, somebody will come there and pick you up. So.
Now, what do you guys do in the off season? I think what we talked about it earlier. Baseball is usually all year long. What do you guys do when the season actually ends to keep in shape?
When our season ends at the end of the school year, people go off and play summer ball at different places. I mean, you can go play anywhere across the United States pretty much, or guys will stay at home and work. And so, I mean, it just depends if the guy really wants to go travel, if he wants to stay around his home area and play baseball just around his area. So.
I'll throw you one more question.
All right.
What do you think's the toughest thing about being a baseball player here in Northwest?
Toughest thing is probably in the winter when you can't get outside at all. And it's so cold and windy, you don't want to go outside even. And then it's hard because, I mean, the wind is horrible here. I mean, it's horrible for a pitcher because one day it's blowing straight out, so a normal pop-up could be a home run. And that's always kind of a scary thing. But I'd say just kind of the weather is the hardest thing.
All right, well, that will do it for this week on One with the Bearcat. Brett, we appreciate you being with us this week.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, and continue to have a great season.
All right.
And we'll talk to you guys later. See you next week.
That's going to do it for Bearcat Update. Be sure to catch us every Monday through Thursday here on Channel 8 at 7 o'clock. And special thanks to our sponsors, St. Francis Hospital, Bearcat Athletics, and the Student Activities Council, along with Brett Harville for being on the show, and of course you, the viewer, for watching. Have a great night.